username's about. Thanks, man. Yeah, so let's turn the chat off, and hopefully this game happens. We have, again, Goths in Spanish. I've definitely went over this a million times by now. And MBL's map, let's go. He does have a back gold. It's actually pretty similar to one of the maps I've seen here already. 2 back golds here. So his main gold's going to be safe. And then he does have the stone at the top right and stone at the top left, but this is definitely not going to be the one he will choose. You know, MBL is still trying to go out and lame every time, so I want to focus on this, but I don't think he's going to have success with that this time. Maybe sheep. However, his map seems to be good. Let's look at Slam's map. He really struggled last time. It looks like he has a pretty good map, if I'm honest. He has a nice main gold that's not close enough to the walls. Actually, the real issue for Slam is the stone. You know, Slam being Spanish, might want to go Conquistadors. I mean, it's potential, so he would need stone for that, and that's quite forward. You know, apart from that, he does have some gold in the back. 2 golds in the back, actually. But at least this time he can delete these walls, and is able to at least get past here. So, I do think this one's going to be played out, and I'm hyped for it. Yeah, let's talk a bit about the civs. So, Spanish, they're pretty versatile civ, in my opinion. I mean, Conquistadors are, I mean, if you can get the castle up in a decent time, just get through the walls with some petards, they're an incredible raiding unit, right? Also, Spanish have incredible monks. Also, I'd like to see some missionaries every once in a while as well, but they're a great civ, I think, Spanish. And up against Goths makes it interesting because Goths really have no real strength in the Castle Age, so I think Goths probably going to be inclined to boom. And Slam, knowing that Goths aren't strong in the Castle Age, might just try to do something in the Castle Age, like get onto stone or something. But who knows? We'll probably know in a moment's time. For now, I see the chat's pretty active, and I'm trying to pay attention to it, but you know, I really am just unable to really do much. So I would really like to see the relic positions, and we do have relics over here as well for MBL. This one's somewhat in the middle. You know, these walls are quite close to one another, so I don't think the relics are really going to be a huge deal. This one's close for MBL. That's good for him. This one's close for Slam. It's good for him, and also that one. But like this one, yeah, they could be up for grabs for either player. It's pretty similar, to be honest with you. Maybe slightly in favor of Slam. Alright, so I assume these deer could be lured in. I mean, they're close enough to the mill to be lured in. Do we have deer then? Yep, being lured in for Slam then. And good maps for both these players. It's just all a matter of how they choose to do things. And lots of space for both these players in their maps as well. So if they do choose to boom, I think they're going to have a lot of success doing that. However, like I said, I'm guessing Slam's going to try and do something different here. He's either going to go monks or he's going to go with the castle, but I don't know about the whole castle decision, honestly. I think maybe going monks is probably their strong suit in this matchup, but we'll have to see. We will have to see. The issue with going to the stone is that MBL will probably see that. In fact, yeah, he's already scouted it, so. So I'm not sure. I assume the bets are still in, right? So I think after the first game, you know, Slam losing the boar and then getting up faster than MBL, and also, I mean, Slam getting to siege ram, and you know the way he used the monks, getting over 100 conversions. I have to say I'm a little bit more confident in Slam, or at least if I was betting, would be a little bit more confident in Slam. And that being said, I mean, MBL is a fantastic player, and before that game 1, I probably would have bet for MBL. So it kind of excites me because I think, you know, both these players are obviously very good, and to be honest, I think MBL plays at his best after he loses a game because he gets a little pissed off. Ooh, looks like we do have going out to stone now, Slam. So is he going to potentially go up a little bit later here and just hold out for the castle? Because that is potential. MBL could also see this. So let's see what we have for MBL. Is he doing similar strat here? Wouldn't make much sense to me to go for Huskarls out of a castle if you're Goths. But he is actually going to do that. Maybe for defensive purposes. I'm not sure. But I am going to look and see. I've actually clicked up very similar times. I want to see MBL scout, because I think more than anything it's going to be important to see what MBL scouts here. And they both clicked up to the feudal age, and we're looking at similar builds. We do have 2 on gold here, 2 on stone, and then 2 on gold, 2 on stone. So I mean, I could compare the farms, I could compare the berries, but I mean, after a while you would just be like, stop. And the fact of the matter is these guys are very good, and there's a reason for it. MBL did end up getting these deer in, and it's good for him. I mean, I just don't feel like this stone is going to be enough for a castle right away. I mean, they're only at about, like, what, 200, so they might just be both getting the stone now, so they can go immediately up for a TC. Who knows? Go up for the extra TC. I truly don't know without seeing it. And take a look at the uptime. Take a look at the food. We're looking at 600 food then for MBL and 650 for Slam, but not a huge deal. I mean, they're all dropping food off at slightly different rates here. Market and then blacksmith somewhere for MBL, surely. Honestly, oh, it's in the corner there. Interesting decision on that. I think he's trying to keep that corner safe for some reason. But yep, there's the click for MBL. There's the click for Slam. So it looks like Slam's about 6 seconds late, which amounts to like a couple seconds in real time, and not really a huge deal. But more being sent over to stone now for both players, and we probably will see a castle then. So with castle from both players, what's going to be the play? Because MBL, has he scouted? Yeah, Slam has not scouted MBL. Well, if you look at MBL, he knows the stone's there, but he does not know stone production's coming in. So both these players kind of going into this one blind. They might be guessing like, hey, they're going to go for a castle potentially. But, I mean, if they're trying to drop castle drop, which is actually a risky strat at this level, it could get to be a real mess. And I think it'll probably go defensive. Now, the issue for MBL, I mean, his unique unit is really outmatched here. If you go, you know, Huskarls against Conquistadors, Conquistadors are just going to shred the Huskarls. So I think Slam's decision here, I mean, he can go for a castle, he can go Conquistadors, he can go monks, and he could just try and push in with 1 TC maybe. I mean, he's definitely going to have the best unique unit, and I think it'd probably be best for MBL to put a defensive castle up, and maybe that's what his plan is. Now, I think it's interesting he's going over to berries here. I wonder if he's going to TC berries. There's an old player who used to do that, apparently. I forget who told me that. Yeah, he's going to TC the berries, which is an interesting decision. He's a little bit away from getting the castle up, and hopefully that's not a big deal for him. As the castle, yeah, there we go. Castle's going up there from Slam, which is in pretty much a defensive position. So he is doing what I thought. He's going for the castle and the monastery then. And he's going to go Conquistadors and probably monks. I wouldn't be surprised if all of these villagers go right over to gold, as he won't really need much stone. And I think Slam certainly has the tech advantage here. He has better monks, he has better unique unit, and MBL, he's going with the monastery because he knows Conquistadors could come out. And it's going to be important to see what MBL scouts here, honestly. He really has no clue at this point what's coming. He's not using a scout either, so I wonder if he... I mean, 2Ks just sense things, so he might just have a clue. And soon enough he's going to know for sure. But I think having your scout in your base is a little bit risky. I mean, that castle could have come up right on his base, and he might have been expecting it by building these houses, markets, and everything right there. But out comes a Conquistador, a Scout, and the Monk now. And Slam might just get all these relics. And MBL is going to have a rough time here. He's only on 2 TCs right now, so he doesn't have a huge advantage, I don't think, even in Eco. You know, ideally he would have been on 3 already, but of course he was on Stone himself. He's on Stone still. He has enough for a castle after this TC. He will have close enough for it anyway. And he knows Conquistadors are out. So it's getting to be real interesting now, as the Conquistadors for Slam are pretty much patrolling around to protect the relics. We do have 2 TCs then from Slam, and Slam is basically just playing the relic game right now. If you look at his point of view, he is kind of low on wood and food. He's making Conquistadors. He also still has some on stone, so I'm not sure what his plan is with 3 on stone. We'll see if he's potentially saving up for another castle, which would be insane. But it's going to take a while. If he did go up for another TC, it's going to be quite a while as well. So MBL could gain an advantage with his eco, but look at the power of the Conquistadors. I mean, he's going to be able to delay this stone for now. In fact, this MBL, oh, he has 8 stone. He has 8 stone more than what he needs for a castle, which is insane. And he is really scared that P-Tards are going to come through his wall. And he has 1 monk in defense. So he's booming up behind here, and I think it's a wise choice. He's going to... I mean, these walls look ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, just houses and palisades and houses and palisades. He's going to put a castle there. He really doesn't need it right now. I don't think we're seeing any P-Tards from Slam. I think Slam probably assumes there's going to be walls behind here. I mean, he can... yeah, he can see all the houses. So if you see that many houses, it's going to be... you're going to see... more houses on this side. I think Slam now only 8 villas behind, in a good position with the map control. Of course, he's going to have all the relics as well. They're saying that only 4, as Slam has 1. But, you know, if you look at Slam's resources, he already has a castle. And he could click up shortly. I mean, he's going to have enough for a second castle, and he'll probably go 2 castles and Trebs. Like, 2 castles, Trebs, monks with a couple Conquistadors. It's deadly, and I'm not sure why the choice for the university is coming out. He has the castle, but either way, I mean, he's going to click up shortly while... oof, it's not looking good for MBL, is it? I mean, just the eco balance from Slam has been fantastic. Of course, you know, MBL built all these extra houses, so that those are like farms he couldn't build earlier, but... I mean, certainly being behind in the Treb War is going to be a big deal. Goths really are... going to need a big eco, and it's not looking good. I'm watching the chat, but I really have no clue what's going on, to be honest with you, so pretty much just like letting it roll by my second monitor right now. Conquistadors coming out. Do we have monks coming out? Yeah, monks coming out. And Slam's in an excellent position. I mean, he's probably going to go with a Treb right away. He could build another castle as well. I mean, this castle between 2 golds would be huge. MBL, actually, he has this gold and this gold, which will last him a significant amount of time. But if this does last to be a long fight, he's going to have to push out to the outermost parts of the map. He can't even go out here if the map control is still in Slam's advantage. So I assume the castle is going to come up, as one of these guys has to garrison some stone. And... what does MBL do? Let's just think. What does MBL do? How does he counter the Conquistadors? Well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, he could do monks to convert them. They have 9 range, but Goths have really bad monks, right? Spanish have better monks. He could go halbs. That's one thing. I mean, halbs in mass are decent against Conquistadors if they get in close, but he doesn't have the eco for it. He hasn't even clicked up. And so, like, everything I think of right now, I just think MBL just needs to buy himself time. He has 30 more vills. Like, he has to buy himself time. So right now he is going with Huskarls, and so that's an interesting decision. Huskarls actually against Gunpowder they're decent in comparison to champions. Of course, Gunpowder is very good against champions, but Huskarls are a little bit better. But you know, he's got to get the upgrades and he's got to get the mass, and you know, of course Trebs are going to come out as well from Slam. So basically he's probably going to wait till the last moment and just take a fight, and when that moment comes, he's not going to be able to push back onto a castle unless he has a siege workshop as well and has about 6 rams. So he's committed to a castle age fight. This is going to be insane if he can push it back though, because at this point I think Slam probably assumes he's clicked up, and MBL is massing a ton of Huskarls. He's gotten chainmail armor, and this is interesting. Of course the Trebs are going to come in. That's exactly what Slam's approach is. He has a couple monks, a couple conquistadors. He's just going to camp at the bottom of his Trebs. He's going to just beg MBL to fight. Meanwhile, MBL is making Huskarls. Now I want to see what Slam can see real quick, and I want to see if he can see the Huskarls, because this is actually important. If he can see a Huskarl running out of these barracks, that's going to be a big deal, and I don't think he can. And if this turns out to be a win for MBL, oh, he sees one. He sees one. Just that idiot is running the wrong way. That idiot is running the wrong way. But yeah, a couple of them now. But look at the amount of them. There's so many, and it's got to be a fight for MBL. He's got to get squires here, and he's got to have the speed, and then he's got to fight. He's lost his castle, so you know he has real no defense now. I think he could definitely win this fight. He could take out the Trebs, and he could take out the conquistadors, but he's got to delete his walls, and he's got to push in, and out he goes. As it looks like Slam's going to retreat, he's going to push him back. The issue for MBL is he needs to buy himself time. Again, he's just getting loom, and he's going to pick off that monk there from Slam. But this is the fight we've been waiting for. He's going to come out now. He's going to get to at the base of these conquistadors. The monks then from Slam getting conversions. MBL should focus down the conquistadors first. These are castle age Huskarls, and they're just doing some damage right now. But the conquistadors aren't going down. They're not going down. They're so tanky, and they don't even have bloodlines. But MBL is still chasing these units away. He has so many of them, and the Trebs are going to go down. And these conquistadors, they can't stay and fight. And MBL, if he had a siege workshop, would probably take out this castle as well. And he is running with so many units. This is interesting because he has really gained some ground now. This TC will go down. Look at the amount of villagers in here as well. Slam does not have the numbers to deal with this, and I talked about like the Goths being really strong on the Imperial Age, but MBL using the Goth spam in the Castle Age, and he's gonna try and take the castle down with the Huskarls. I mean, of course he needs the siege. Why isn't he not using the siege right now? I don't know. He should probably be fighting here, but this is insane. And this castle, it is going to get the conscription upgrade. He should be chasing down the conquistadors, but as you can see, the conquistadors not doing a fantastic job versus the Huskarls. I mean, how many you see dying there? Not many. And they are fully upgraded from MBL, so the castle's down. The other castle's back here, and hand cannoneer then coming in from Slam. I mean, MBL's on 60 military right now, and it's just insane production. So we have the Huskarls here attacking this TC. MBL is going to get this gold. He is going to get this gold, at least for now. But he has to be careful not to really lose too many units here. He's running to the castle, and you know, the hand cannoneers are here as well. So he also, I think, needs the Imperial Age upgrade. Like, he needs to really take his foot off the gas, or at least just get more eco coming in. But for now, I mean, what does Slam have to deal with this? Holy cow. As these villagers go down, and, you know, this gold is now MBL's. MBL's had 160 population in the Castle Age. This is not the first time we've seen a player do this in this tournament. I think it was Eddie last time. I forget who he was playing against, but he's certainly doing a good job. But this is the problem for MBL. He hasn't clicked up yet. In fact, he's buying his way up now. So he's bought himself some time. And, ooh, he's going with Mangonels. Okay, he's bought himself some time. But Slam is just still sitting behind his walls. And he's got a lot of hand cannoneers here. So, I mean, hand cannoneers, we could always see champions. You know, it'd all be excellent choices. And The Mangonels, interesting decision, I think. They're microed properly. It could actually really pay off, as, you know, it did get a decent shot in the Conquistadors, but more than anything, it'd be really good against the Hand Cannoneers. You know, these are still just regular Huskarls, so he needs to preserve them until he gets the elite upgrade, and MBL's probably going to get that once he gets the stone in. But, you know, you're looking at 7 range for the Hand Cannoneers and the same for the Mangonels, so MBL needs to definitely buy himself some time right now, as these Hand Cannoneers are definitely being massed. Now, still more eco for MBL, which is great for him, but he doesn't have much gold left. We talked about this before. He has to push out to this area. He took out this TC, but he's still not collecting this gold. Slam is actually out here as well, so Slam seems to have the map control. And so MBL definitely has to win some fights, and Slam's getting Bombard Tower now, which is an excellent decision to definitely hold that map control. And does MBL have a castle on the way? He does not. So without a castle on the way, I just don't see him getting the upgrade for Elite Huskar or even Conscription, unless I'm missing the castle, which I'm not. So you see this, Slam's trying to wall him in, and MBL's going to spot that, which is an interesting decision from Slam, I think. But look at this, is MBL, does he know that's out? Yes, he did see the farms out there. He's going to go out and I think just take out the TC. So MBL's leaving himself exposed for a minute now, but he's going to just take out the TC, kill as many villagers as he can, and also kill a couple Conquistadors as well. And GG TC. So we have the Bombard Towers going on, and that's going to be really hard. That's going to be really hard for MBL to push back. He's going with Onager. Wow, that's an interesting decision. Honestly, Onager versus Hasgas versus Spanish. Wow. But he's coming right back. He didn't even lose a unit, I don't think. And he's going to come back and have to defend this. It is really... Yeah, Slam still does not have Loom, by the way. MBL, I think, got it earlier. There's the castle from MBL, finally. So he is going to get the elite upgrade, but I'd really like to see... He is... One Mangonel here, one Mangonel here, another one here. So he could get a huge Onager shot with all of these Mangonels. But it's going to have to be a little lucky, I think, because the Bombard Cannons have a lot of range. Bombard Towers have a lot of range. But he might just be waiting and biding his time. Of course, he's going to need the Elite Huskarl upgrade. He's getting Blast Furnace. And he's now going to push out to this gold, I think, as well. Which he should probably TC as well. But honestly, Slam's push is really wise. I mean, the amount of walling and Bombard Towers is really wise, but I think we're going to see the big Onager shots here. I mean, it's got to happen shortly. MBL has to see those units bouncing up like that and just really get excited, and there we go! This could be it! That's definitely going to be a lot of dead bodies, and more dead bodies here as well, as MBL pushes out, and oh my gosh, this is huge! He's killing so many units! He's going to kill more as well, and he's just going to push this back. He's going to kill the Treb. And unfortunately for him, he's running out of steam a little bit, but the capped ram is in, and you know, he's going to be able to kill all of this siege. With the capped ram, I do think he will be able to take out some of these Bombard Towers, unless, oh, he canceled the capped ram actually, and he's pushed that back with a really, really excellent decision. And so he's going to try and take this out. I mean, he still doesn't have capped ram, but I don't think it matters all that much. And you know, MBL with some nice micro, if you can call it that. And we have the capped rams coming in. So he has the Treb now. Of course, he has the castle. He's still flooding Huskarls. And Slam, though, it looks like he's making good decisions. He just can't stop the Goth spam, really. I'm really surprised MBL hasn't sent a couple Huskarls out to this area, though. That gold could be priceless. Not to mention that Slam does have the relics at this point, or most of them, and Slam's just playing a stall game right now, I think, as all these Bombard Towers are going to go down. MBL is going to be out of gold at some point. Look at the walls! What is this? From Slam, he's going to wall his own villagers in, and it's interesting to say the least. So, you know, MBL knows that gold is there. He probably doesn't know that one is, and honestly, he could probably do with a couple extra Onagers as he makes them now to deal with these hand cannons. So, good push for MBL, but he is struggling. So MBL's eco is still stronger, but he's, I think, out of gold at the back. He has, what, 290 versus Oh, excuse me, about 1,000 gold there, but that'll run out pretty quick. He's running up to this gold now, and both these players are going to fight for that. He's a capped Rams, just not getting conscription. Now, Cavaliers coming in from Slam. Someone had mentioned earlier that, you know, Champion would be a wise choice, and that's a much wiser choice, in my opinion, than Cavalier. I mean, already the Elite Huskarls have been upgraded, so if you see Elite Huskarls fully upgraded, they could easily just switch into Halbs and just counter your Cavalier. But of course, Cavalier are very good versus the Huskarls, as the Mangonels are here. Good micro from MBL, but there's too many Bombard Towers, surely. I mean, he's not going to be able to micro these Onagers, is he? Is he? It looks like he is, actually. He's pushing with the capped Rams, and there's nothing really there from Slam to stop these capped Rams from doing a tremendous amount of damage. He doesn't even have the Cavaliers. This castle could go down as well from the Treb. He's bringing the Onagers forward, MBL. He could get a big shot beneath the castle. He just lost them. But either way, he's killing these bombard cannons. And MBL, I think, is going to take the game. I mean, he's pushing in. That castle goes down. The bombard towers go down. Slam is shortly going to have nowhere to run. He does have some Cavalier there. MBL has yet to see them. Now, he does see a couple Cavalier. But can he produce with enough speed, really, against the Goths? I don't know. I mean, just still, there's 60 military units out for MBL. And Slam's trying to be out on this area here. It's not looking great for him. Not many Cavaliers for Slam. He just doesn't have the eco. And that castle, I don't know why MBL stopped attacking the castle with his trip. That's not a good thing, as, you know, it's giving Slam some time. And Slam actually is building right next to this area here, but so Slam's still trying to repair and save himself some time. MBL, is he transitioning into, yeah, he is transitioning into Halb like I thought, so he is going Pikeman, and Slam has actually held this off for now. Look at the amount of hand cannons he have. Maybe I called it a little bit early, but I mean, the Pikemen, of course, are countered by the hand cannons as well, so MBL is going to have to do some good micro there. And it's going to be an interesting fight as MBL goes in here with the Huskarls and the Halbs now. And nice patrol there from Slam with his Cavaliers in front of his hand cannons, letting the hand cannons do the work. MBL still with a lot of Onagers here and trying to get a good shot on these hand cannoneers. But this Treb finally firing upon the castle. And you know, Slam's just giving MBL a little bit of time to get more Halbs, though. And look at the amount of walling from Slam. This is not something you see every day. Slam is now out of stone, though. That castle, I think, will go down. And the question is, will MBL be able to push in? He's still not having access to this gold all that easily. And good positioning from Slam. Look how many Halbs he's taking out here. And he's trying to push in here and take out some of these Onagers because he's scared they're going to pick off the hand cannoneers. But this game is getting intense. Now remember, Slam has the relics, so you know MBL does need to push in. And he's yet to really do that. Now the Onagers are getting ominously close to these hand cannons. MBL could just run in. He could just run in with Huskarls, honestly. And the hand cannons are running this way. Oh no, awful fight there for Slam. He's lost a lot of units unnecessarily. And MBL still massing these units. I would just run in. I would just run in with Huskarls. The Halbs are here, killing a lot of the Cavalier. There's not many hand cannons there. And MBL is going to run in and try and raid. The relics are right there as well. So just kill the monastery, and MBL is actually doing that right now. So the Goth spam is proving to be a lot for Slam to deal with. Even, you know, the Halbs with the spam are going to deal with these hand cannons, especially when they do the moonwalk, because moonwalk's never good when you need to fight. And the Onagers there as well. Actually did more damage to his own units there, MBL, but as you can see, the relics are now gone. And the Huskarls are going to run in and just raid eco, and they're already doing that. And there's the GG from Slam, and that was a crazy game. Wow, that was... I have my my hands on my head right now. That was crazy. MBL's push was insane. I did not expect that at all, but that was exactly what he needed to do, obviously. And what a game too we had, and it was well worth the wait.